What's up, YouTube? This is Math with 97, and welcome to episode number 59, the final episode of my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager mode. This is the WrestleMania pay-per-view, and we are wasting no time getting right into the action for this event, as we kick off our Raw vs. SmackDown tournament here. The best of 3 tournaments between Raw and SmackDown here tonight at WrestleMania. And it's kicking off with this steel cage matchup between, from Monday Night Raw, John Cena and SmackDown's very own Animal Batista. That is right, Cena and Batista are kicking off this episode of GM Mode. They are kicking off the finale, and they're inside of a steel cage. This matchup will set the pace for the rest of this show, as right now John Cena, you can't see him, Batista, and here comes John Cena, 5-knuckle shuffle. John Cena breaking out the vintage moves early here, but Batista kicks him away to create some separation here. That is right, tonight we're going to be seeing 2 more Raw vs. SmackDown matchups, and of course, the main event, the WWE, or I should say the World Heavyweight Championship match. Triple H, the Cerebral Assassin, defends his championship in a triple threat against Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Royal Rumble winner, The Rock, in the main event of this WrestleMania pay-per-view. Triple H, he has held that World Championship for 58 episodes, and he is looking to complete the full series as the World Champion. But the question is, can he get the job done, or will he lose the title to Rock or Austin? We'll find out in the main event, of course, but later on we are also going to be seeing the Rated R superstar Edge, one half of our tag team champions, taking on Monday Night Raw's The Undertaker in a last man standing... No, it's not a last man standing matchup, it's a hardcore match. Getting my matches mixed up here. But look at this, John Cena's got Batista up on his shoulders here, looking for the FU. John Cena nails it. But of course, this matchup, for some reason, this stipulation, you may only escape the cage. You cannot go for a pinfall or submission, which in my opinion is rather dumb. But, you know, hey, I'm not Vince McMahon. This isn't my pay-per-view. This whole show of shows belongs to Vince McMahon, and he's the one making the decisions at the end of the day. This is a cross-branded pay-per-view, of course, so Vince McMahon is going to be overseeing the proceedings tonight. And speaking of overseeing the proceedings, Vince McMahon is going to be a special referee in the 3rd matchup in the best of 3 tournament. The last man standing grudge match between the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, who represents Monday Night Raw, and the Rabid Wolverine, Chris Benoit, who represents Thursday Night SmackDown. That's going to be coming up later on as well. Right now, Batista trying to bring the fight to John Cena, trying to get himself back in this matchup. And a scoop slam there from Batista. So far, he's able to recover quite nicely after getting hit with that attitude adjustment early on. And a huge clothesline there from the Animal. Nearly decapitated John Cena. Oh, and there's the kick to the gut. He's got him up. Batista looking to finish him off. Batista bomb! He just drove Cena straight through the canvas. And now Batista, he's looking to scale the cage. He's looking to make the escape here and get the win for SmackDown. But no, John Cena's right there, and he pulls Batista down off the steel cage. Now John Cena stomping away at the leg of Batista. Try to stop him from climbing out of this cage. But Batista, he's got Cena, throws him into the corner there. And Batista now placing Cena up on that top rope. Batista could be thinking superplex. And the cage door has opened from the force of that superplex. And now the crawl. Batista trying to escape this cage. John Cena groggily in pursuit. That superplex has taken a lot out of both of these men. Cena trying to catch up to Batista before he can make the escape. But Batista, he's almost there. He's so close. Can he get himself out of the cage? Can he drag himself to the door? Batista. Cena cannot get him. Batista does it. Batista has escaped the steel cage. And Batista picks up the victory for Thursday Night SmackDown. What a win for Batista. What a win for SmackDown here to kick off the WrestleMania card. Already we're sticking it to Monday Night Raw. And we're sticking it to Vince McMahon as well. Vince, he's been against us from the very beginning. At least that's my theory. He's done a lot to try to screw us over in this series. Well, we just proved right there that we've got the upper hand. And hey, if Edge can get the job done in this matchup, we have no chance. Ah, see what I did there? That's an unintentional pun, but I love it. We've got no chance of being screwed over by Vince McMahon in that third matchup. No chance in hell if Edge can win this matchup. But that's if he can win this matchup, and that's going to be much easier said than done because his opponent is the legendary Phenom, the Dead Man, The Undertaker. Undefeated at WrestleMania. The Dead Man tonight looks to continue his undefeated streak by taking out Edge and securing the win for Monday Night Raw. The Undertaker, he's been one of Raw's faithful superstars throughout the entire series. You know, there's very few amount of superstars who have stuck to their respective shows. But for Monday Night Raw, they've brought out John Cena and The Undertaker tonight. And they've also got Shawn Michaels later on. 3 Raw originals in this series. And we've brought 3 of our SmackDown originals, of course. Batista, Edge, and Chris Benoit all starting out on the blue brand. So it's Raw Faithful versus SmackDown Faithful tonight. And of course, Monday Night Raw, their main event, they've got Hulk Hogan taking on Kurt Angle, one of SmackDown's old turncoats, because Kurt Angle betrayed us about halfway through the series, jumping ship to Monday Night Raw. And, well, clearly that's worked out for him because he's got a championship matchup at WrestleMania against the icon, the legendary Hulk Hogan. Well, of course, our main event is much better than Monday Night Raw's because, let's face it, Raw, they have spoiled their audience with a plethora of Last Man Standing matches, Iron Man matches, Hell in the Cell matches. So whatever they have to offer tonight is no better than their standard show. And I'm sure after a while the fans would get sick of those repeated matchups. Whereas tonight, you know, we've got something a little bit different, a little spicing things up a little bit. Well, Edge counters the triangle choke. Now an Achilles tendon lock here on the Dead Man. Looking to prevent the Undertaker from utilizing the majority of his patented offense. And now Edge going to work on the other leg. Really wrenching it out by the knee there. Very smart strategy here by Edge to wear down the Undertaker early on. As Edge now stomping away on the leg. Really trying to keep Undertaker grounded here. Oh, a low blow by the Undertaker. But it's no disqualification. This is a hardcore match. Anything goes. And now the Undertaker's got a steel chair in hand. He enters the ring now, but Edge looking to stop him from using that chair. Of course, it's all legal. A steel chair, a sledgehammer. It's as legal as a headlock in this one. Undertaker, though, perhaps... Nope, never mind, just kidding. Thought maybe he was going to take the chair to the outside and leave it at a regular matchup tonight. I feel as though these weapons might actually favor Edge, as opposed to the Dead Man. But, nonetheless, Taker, well, he was about to use a steel chair there, but Edge cut him off again. And that's a smart strategy by Edge. Undertaker's got the clear power advantage, and if you let him hit you with a steel chair, well, that could be lights out. Edge getting clocked square in the face by that steel chair by the Undertaker. And now Undertaker going to work on the legs of Edge. The Undertaker still with that steel chair in hand. And he once more clocks Edge with the steel. Undertaker now grabbing a ring bell here on the outside. Edge looking to dive through the ropes. But he misses on that one. And now Taker, the ring bell shot to the skull of the Rated R superstar. And since this is the final episode of the series, I would like to ask you all, what was your favorite moment in the series? Perhaps it could be later on in this episode, or is there a certain moment in this series that stood out to you? Something that you're going to remember this series for? Was there any, like, one particular match, or maybe a certain moment? Perhaps it could be Kurt Angle betraying us to go over to Monday Night Raw. Taker now a chokeslam on the outside to Edge. But let me know down in the comment section below, what was your favorite moment of this series? I know I'm probably going to be getting a ton of questions because people don't check out my older videos. But I'm probably going to be getting a lot of questions. When are you doing SmackDown vs. Raw 2007? When are you going to be doing that series? When's that happening? Is that happening? Well, I actually did a State of the Channel video for 2015 at the end of the year, where I did discuss that issue in full, so I recommend that you go check that out. If I remember, I'll put an annotation, or a card, or a link in the description, something, although I've been known to forget those types of links, so hopefully I'll remember to put that in the video. But if you haven't seen that, I explain it in detail there. Let me just say in this video that I will be doing a 2007 GM mode series. It just won't be for quite some time. I am preparing to graduate high school, move on to college, and my phone is ringing, so we'll be right back. Awkward transition, 3 count. Yes, so I got interrupted, wasn't able to go back to continue that part of the commentary, so here I am now. And it's gonna be really, like, weird, random transition to... It was a really terrible point to cut, too, because, like, it was just the end of the matchup. But we're still here. We're still here with WrestleMania. Unfortunately, The Undertaker has just defeated Edge. So, my whole spiel about Vince McMahon not having a say in this tournament, well, that just went straight to hell. Thanks to The Undertaker. So, I'm worried. I'm a little worried for this upcoming matchup. Chris Benoit, the Rabid Wolverine, taking on the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Raw vs. SmackDown, matchup number 3. This is to determine the winner of the tournament, which I guess, for this series, it doesn't really have much of I don't know exactly what the word is I'm trying to look for, but it doesn't have a huge significance. That's a good word. Let's go with that. It doesn't have a huge significance in the series, I guess. It's more of just like pride, bragging rights type stuff. We're obviously not going to be doing the WWE draft, but Vince McMahon is the special guest referee, and you never know, if Monday Night Raw wins this tournament, Vince McMahon might just give them the GM of the Year award. I mean, let's face it, Vince McMahon, he's been siding with Monday Night Raw this whole time. So we've got to do whatever it takes to take out Shawn Michaels here tonight. But I gotta say, that entrance attire is looking sick. I mean, it doesn't have really the whole physics like the newer games do. But I always like that entrance attire. It just looks really cool. And it didn't get stuck in the stage, so that's a plus as well. Although I'd have to say, if Michaels got stuck out there on the ramp, I'm sure he could maneuver out of that ring gear, but if he got stuck out there, I mean, if we knocked him down, he might not even be able to get back up. That could be our 10 count right there. It's too bad that Benoit didn't take advantage of that. Oh well. This way we can have, I guess, an actual... We can actually try to entertain the people who paid to be here tonight at WrestleMania. So right now, Chris Benoit dropping the elbows onto the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Vince McMahon is, of course, the special guest referee for this contest, and it is a last man standing matchup, so we got to keep him down for a 10 count. But there's a low blow by Shawn Michaels, and it's all legal. That low blow, you can use weapons, you can do whatever it takes to keep your opponent down for a 10 count. And now Benoit tossed out over the top rope, and obviously, since it is a last standing matchup, there is no count out either. No count out, no disqualification. Anything goes, falls count anywhere. Although obviously not pinfalls. Anyways, right now, dropkick, no! Benoit able to sidestep the dropkick. Nice attempt from Michaels, but now Benoit tossing Michaels back inside the ring here. And look at this, Vince McMahon. Vince is not even wearing a suit. Or, I mean, he's wearing a suit, but he's not wearing a referee suit, is what I meant to say. I don't know, do you call that even a suit? A referee attire? I don't know if it's exactly a suit. Well, call it whatever you want to call it. Vince McMahon, he's not wearing it. That is for sure. He's just out there in his regular business suit. So hopefully he doesn't tear both quads refereeing tonight. Benoit went for a missile dropkick there, but Michaels was far out of range. And we're going to keep that one in for the Botchamania. We're going to keep it in for the lulz. So right now Michaels going to work on the arm of Benoit. Vince McMahon, got to be careful. Hopefully he does not get involved in this matchup. This could turn into a 2-on-1 hand if Vince decides to really exercise his power in favor of Monday Night Raw tonight. Although I'm not sure if he's going to go so far as to outright sabotage us. Oh no, right now Benoit just kind of getting in McMahon's face there, just making sure that Vince does not get involved in this matchup other than to do his duties as the referee and count the 10 counts. Right now Benoit throwing Michaels into the corner. But Michaels now a counter. Now Benoit stuck in the corner. Shawn Michaels stomping a mud hole in Chris Benoit here. Oh, now Michaels flipping a double bird. He flips the bird on Chris Benoit. How disrespectful can you get? And of course, this rivalry between Michaels and Benoit, this interbrand rivalry really has been... it's been very unfortunate for Chris Benoit. Of course, Michaels defeated Chris Benoit in the Buried Alive match back at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, which secured Monday Night Raw the 30th entry in the Royal Rumble. However, of course, we know The Rock went on to win the Royal Rumble. He'll be in the main event later on tonight. But Chris Benoit, he was having a strong showing in that Rumble. But then out came Shawn Michaels, and long story short, Shawn Michaels eliminated Chris Benoit from that Rumble match. So tonight, it's all about redemption for Chris Benoit. Tonight, he's looking to put away Shawn Michaels for good and gain that victory that he needs over Shawn Michaels. Triple German suplex from Chris Benoit. And now he's saying this is it. Benoit could be going in for the kill. Oh, he's got Michaels for the crippler crossface. It is applied. And right now, Shawn Michaels could have just passed out from that submission hold. Benoit saying it's over. But Michaels is back up to his feet. Benoit, all he's got to do, if he can just lock in that crossface for a long enough amount of time, force Michaels to pass out. And eventually, that could keep him down to count. Right now, Benoit up on the announce table here. Look out, elbow drop from Benoit. And now, Chris Benoit's got the steel steps, but Michaels having none of it. And there's a nice cross chop, or you even can call that a cross chop. It was more like it just shoving Michaels down to the floor. And now Benoit with the steel steps. Michaels perhaps trying to get a weapon of his own, but Benoit still got the steps in hand. Michaels ducking back inside the ring here. He doesn't want to get hit with those steel steps. I mean, Benoit, he can just barely pick them up here. Michaels is just doing whatever he can to avoid those steel steps. Benoit out of Michaels. Right to the face now. And Shawn Michaels has been busted wide open. Blood is just flowing all over the floor out here. Oh, and Benoit to the top rope. Diving headbutt from Chris Benoit. And now Vince McMahon begins the count. Up to a 3 count now. And Benoit, he is saying this is it. This is over for Shawn Michaels. McMahon up to 7. 8. Up. Can he answer the count? No, he cannot. That is a knockout. Chris Benoit wins the tournament for SmackDown here tonight at WrestleMania. And Chris Benoit gets his revenge against Shawn Michaels. He gets his redemption. So Benoit, he's going to go out of this series on a high note. He's going out on top of the world. And now it is time for the main event of the evening. Will we end WrestleMania on a high note? Or, well, I guess it all depends on who you ask. I mean, if you're looking at it from any of these competitors' perspective, only one man can win. 2 losers tonight, so only one man will really give us an answer saying yes, that this was a successful WrestleMania. The other 2, not so much. Alright, now Stone Cold Steve Austin making his way down to the ring, claiming, at least on the back of that shirt, that he is alcohol-fueled tonight. Well, I sure hope that's not the case. I mean, Stone Cold, we get it, he likes to drink beer. But this is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Steve Austin, you know, if he wants to have a victory celebration post-match, I mean, that's his decision if he wants to do that. Good for him, I suppose, but come on, before the matchup, I sure hope that he is not drunk coming out to the ring tonight. We sure don't want any of that. Triple H, he's drunk, but he's got his water bottle. So, that was a bad attempt at a joke. Wasn't very funny. Speaking of not being funny, Triple H's World Heavyweight Championship reign. 58 episodes. Nearly 1 full year as World Heavyweight Champion. And tonight he looks to complete the series sweep. 59 total episodes as champion. We'll see if he can defeat Stone Cold and The Rock tonight to retain that World Heavyweight Championship that he has held on to for all this time. He's got his game face on. Although I guess he is the game, so he's got more than just his game face. He's got his game everything set to 100% tonight. Triple H. This will be his toughest task to date. He has already won a triple threat for the World Championship in the past, defeating Bret Hart and Andre the Giant at the Great American Bash. I mean, just think of all the opponents Triple H has gone through in the past. All the matches he's been involved in for that World Championship. Battle Royals against the likes of Big Show, Batista, Randy Orton. I want to go even further than that. How about the first ever pay-per-view in Universe Mode? Judgment Day. Or Universe Mode, this is G all over the place. First ever GM Mode pay-per-view for SmackDown. Judgment Day. Iron Man match. Triple H versus the now turncoat Kurt Angle. Of course, it was Triple H who won the Iron Man match. Able to outlast Chris Benoit in that, or Kurt Angle in that matchup. Then, of course, the next pay-per-view was the Great American Bash, which I've already touched on. SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, Triple H defeated the Hitman Bret Hart to retain the championship. Of course, No Mercy, Triple H defeated Chris Benoit in a last man standing matchup, which is, of course, the matchup Benoit just won. So there's also a little bit more redemption in there for Benoit just to get that last man standing victory. Armageddon, Triple H defended the title in a 6-man Hell in the Cell contest. And of course, I mean, talk about the names involved in that matchup. We had some studded opponents for Triple H in that one, but in the end, I mean, even just alone the fact that it was a 6-man Hell in the Cell contest, never mind just a normal Hell in the Cell matchup where Triple H, he did win one of those in his time as well, getting a win over Bret Hart at SummerSlam, like I said, but to win a 6-man Hell in the Cell matchup, that is unprecedented. The Hell in the Cell is destructive enough, but to have 5 other people in that matchup is numerically and practically, it is just a match you should not be able to walk in and retain the title, but Triple H did it. He managed to survive. Triple H, he did have the Royal Rumble off, though. That everyone was focused on just getting the #1 contender for WrestleMania. But at our most recent pay-per-view before this, I believe it was No Way Out. That's what it was. I always want to get No Mercy and No Way Out confused. But No Way Out just happened and obtained the World Heavyweight Championship against Rey Mysterio. Of course, that was a bit of a screwy finish thanks to our referee. But Triple H, he did manage to retain it yet again on the very next episode of SmackDown, once more against Rey Mysterio. Well, now tonight, Triple H. He's got the Texas Rattlesnake and the Brahma Bull to contend with. And right now, we're just all over the place in this matchup. Triple H, a reverse DDT there to The Rock. And of course, a few episodes ago on GM mode, Triple H teamed up with our former United States champion, Kane, to take on Steve Austin and The Rock in a tag team matchup. Triple H and Kane did win that bout, and it was Triple H who got the pinfall. And then, of course, Triple H had a one-on-one matchup with Stone Cold Steve Austin just not too long ago on GM mode as well. But who won that matchup? Well, once again, it was Triple H. Right now, every man is on the outside here. Stone Cold trying to go to work on the leg of Triple H. And this is a hardcore matchup, so anything goes, no disqualification. Falls count anywhere. But unlike our previous matchup, which was a last man standing, this one is actually pinfall to the finish. Or submission hold, of course. Not going to terminate submission holds. But right now, The Rock has taken some serious damage. Stone Cold steel chair in hand. The Rock in hand. Pedigree out to the floor. And The Rock, he could be out of it. Triple H now trying to get his hands on Austin. Try to keep Austin down as well. And actually, I was wrong. I don't know why I said Triple H won the match against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Won on SmackDown in episode 57. I don't know why I said Triple H won. You know, I know Triple H has been a dominant champion, but perhaps I'm giving him too much credit. Anyways, that is going to give Stone Cold a bit of an edge tonight. No Triple H in non-title competition. And as well as that, Stone Cold has defeated The Rock in the past, but The Rock has also defeated Stone Cold, so really, it's anybody's ball game tonight. I don't know if you could really pick a favorite in this one. I mean, what am I saying? I guess the obvious favorite would be Triple H, considering he is the world champ. But Rock and Austin, they've got good momentum on their side. Well, right now, Triple H he's just beating the crap out of this referee. The referee that Triple H may have potentially bribed to help him win some of his matches in the past. But right now, Triple H, evidently this triple threat matchup has just frustrated him to such an extent that he just wanted to really beat the crap out of this referee. And hey, you know, I can't blame him. I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of our fans here in attendance tonight, and myself included, would love to just give this referee, well, the beating of a lifetime. We'll leave it at that. This referee has just been, well, now Triple H again. I don't think that was intentional, but a bit of a second-hand clothesline there to the ref. Honestly, that's one thing I will not miss about these, is the referee. Hopefully, when we do, there we go again, the ref gets taken out, because he doesn't know where to position himself in a match. He doesn't know how to get out of the action. But hopefully, next time in 2007 when we take Monday Raw, we're going to have a better referee than this one. Because this referee, man, you always see the crowd sign the referee is blind. And that is 100% true. That's not a myth, and you can't deny that. Let's be frank here. Right now, The Rock able to kick Triple H away. Stone Cold's got a win. Triple H not even going to let him use it. You don't want to get hit with that 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. Spinebuster there, a double-A spinebuster by Triple H. And now Triple H, he's got The Rock. The Rock is dazed. And pedigree, and that one busted The Rock wide open. But Stone Cold trying to go for the cover. Referee, though, went to count the pin, and now he gets a steel chair shot to the gut for his efforts. He is willing to go to every extent to win this matchup tonight. He wants that record. He wants the full series as champion. He wants it all, baby. But the question is, can he do it? Can he get it done? Oh, well, right now he's got The Rock. The Rock is in trouble. No, wait. Back body drop. He counters the pedigree. And now both men have a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. Triple H, the only one unarmed. And now The Rock choking him out with the 2x4 there. Stone Cold trying to hit everything that moves with that barbed wire. But The Rock now takes him down, stomping away at the knee of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Triple H now going after The Rock, though, choking The Rock out. Referee, I mean, there's nothing really he can do tonight. It is no disqualification. The ref, as much as he would like to, he can't really break up a move like that with this stipulation. Oh, wait, Triple H, he got blocked. But now Stone Cold going to the outside, perhaps looking to go after The Rock. That's the thing in this triple threat matchup. Triple H does not have to be pinned. Look at this. Pedigree to Stone Cold.
And The Rock now back in the ring. But Triple H, that's the thing, he doesn't have to lose this matchup tonight. He has to win, but he might not even necessarily get pinned or be the one to tap out. Because right now The Rock locking in a submission hold. Triple H, though, seems pretty confident that Stone Cold's not going to tap out. I mean, if there's one thing about Stone Cold Steve Austin that we know, he is one tough son of a bitch. Let me tell you that, folks. I've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin tap out. Just think, back at WrestleMania against Bret Hart, he refused to tap out. He passed out in a pool of his own blood rather than tap out. And, I mean, if that just isn't a testament to how durable, how resilient this man is. And not even really how resilient, just how flat-out stubborn he is. Even when it's the smarter decision to tap out, he won't do it. Rock was applying a crossface there, but Triple H not letting him finish that submission hold. He does not want to take any chances. He doesn't want any sort of potential that Austin could tap out. And now Triple H. The kick to the gut. Pedigree to Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock is still down from that chair shot. Triple H the cover. 2, 3. Rock cannot get there in time. Triple H. He's gonna be the World Heavyweight Champion for the entire season. He wins. He retains tonight at WrestleMania. And he completes the 59-episode sweep. Triple H. He truly is the King of Kings. And he is the king of SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager mode. The king of SmackDown. He's the king of the world. Triple H, well done tonight. The odds were stacked against him, but that didn't stop him from doing not really the impossible, the improbable would be a better way to put it. I would like to award the GM of the Year. I would like to award the SmackDown GM trophy. Yes, I can't read in these finales, I tell you. This symbolizes excellence in performing the thing that I was supposed to read, but it was there for a while. You could have read it yourself. Bunch of lazy people. Anyways, so yeah, WWE Draft happened, and it always seems like the rosters, or at least the draft, is unbalanced, just simply because of how much you're people by the end of it. Or I don't know. Usually I try to pick all the people I want, but anyways, there it is. This time though, pull a 2008 GM mode. This time, here's proof that we're GM of the Year. I didn't accidentally edit it out. There it is. And we also got some awards, so that's nice. That's cool. But anyways, now I have a question for you. Obviously, GM, the 2007 GM mode, it's going to be a while till that picks up. You can read our little WWE.com documents here. But when I do the SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 GM mode, I would like to know one thing. Do you think that I should have Triple H continue his reign as the WWE Champion, or should I not draft Triple H and we'll focus on other people? Now, I've already got planned in my mind that I'm going to be going for the people that I didn't have in this series. So, like The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, John Cena. We're going to go for the name just because I didn't get them this year. With 2008, it seemed like I went through everybody on the roster, and rather, because that seems like that's what a lot of people do. They always try to go for the same names, like the really top names, because that's what all the people want to see, because they're really the most worthwhile people on the roster. Me, though, I want to try to mix it up a little bit. We have some roster between the two games, so I'd like to try to spice things up a little bit. But anyways, that is going to conclude this series. Like I said, a couple of questions I asked in this video. I don't know in the video, or if there will be, let me know down in the comment section. Do both! Why not? But anyways, fan support is reset, which just shows that this is the end. These are our final champions of the series. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the ride. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video that I make. And until the next one, keep on YouTubing.